Hi, my name is Arianna Sapp, and I am recording a video today as part of my Master's in Teaching program at Heritage University. And I was asked to make a 3 to 5 minute video on why I want to become a teacher. And on top of that, I'll be talking about how I made that decision for myself and kind of the process of finding out that that's what I wanted to do for the rest of my life, and what I expect from this first year as a teacher. But I wanted to start with just some background on how I decided to become a teacher, because I was originally a psych major, and I studied French as a minor, unofficial major. And that's kind of how I fell in love with teaching, actually, was through my French career. I was a French tutor in college, and I took the job to help students who needed more help learning the language, who were stuck on some principles, or who just wanted to challenge themselves. And I ended up just absolutely falling in love with it. I usually tutored one-on-one with students, and then I held conversation groups with maybe 5 to 6 students, and then eventually I got to teach alongside some of my French professors in the earlier years, so in first year, either first quarter, second quarter, or third quarter. And it was just a really great experience. So after that, I decided to go teach English in France for an academic year, and that really solidified my decision to become a teacher. It was just, I think, the best experience I've ever had in my entire life. And I worked with kindergartners through seniors in high school, because in France they learn English for their entire academic career. So I got a really wide range of experiences with different age groups, and that's what introduced me to the prospect of becoming a middle school or high school teacher. I really liked working with the older kids on literature and cultural conversations, historical conversations. It was just a really, really great experience. So I came back to the U.S. and I was a substitute last year, and it's a lot different working in the United States than it is abroad, but I'm ready to tackle that experience of becoming an American teacher. So this year I will be teaching 6th grade ELA at Granger Middle School, and though my career goal is to become a French teacher, I'm very, very excited to be an English teacher. I've had some great experience with it, and I know that it's something I can be very passionate about. And it's still related to language acquisition, manipulating language, understanding language, and expressing yourself with language, which are just some of my really big passions. And I'm excited to get students about reading and the importance and relevance of reading in life, and helping my students to become better writers, because even if you are not in a career that has to do with writing all of the time, there are, life skills that you really benefit from knowing how to write properly, and I'm excited to teach my students about that, and share books that I love with them, and share movies that I love with them that are related to their learning. And I'm just ready to help prep the next generation with my experiences and my knowledge, and I'm very excited to learn from them. I know that their experiences are going to be completely different from mine, so I don't think teaching is ever just about the teacher relaying information to students. I think we have just as much to gain from our students, and I think this first year of teaching in America is going to be as much of a learning experience for me as it is for my students, because I've never formally taught in a classroom in Granger, and teaching in Granger would be different than teaching in Seattle or teaching in Yakima, and I think that that's an experience to gain from as a teacher. And I can't wait to learn about my students and have them learn about me, and make mistakes, because I'm definitely going to make some mistakes, and to get some really great knowledge from my students. So I think it's going to be a great year, and I think that if you make the decision to become a teacher, you have to be ready to learn from your students and know that you're not always going to have the answers, and that as long as you're making it about your students, then you're doing the best that you can, and you gotta prepare yourself for your classes and for whatever your students are going to throw at you. So hopefully none of my students ever see this video, but I have to put it on YouTube, so I can't really rule that out. But for anybody that does watch this, I am doing this for an assignment, so this isn't any formal blog. But any feedback, of course, would help. And I guess thank you to the YouTube world.